We're now going to taste 3 Premier Cru single vineyard wines from Luca Currado's Vietti. We're going to be tasting the Brunate, the Lazzarito, and the Rocche. Right. Well, again, this is the Brunate 2007. Why don't we go ahead and taste this?
Sure.
And you can tell us a little bit about how the grapes were in that growing season.
The grape here, they arrive really at perfect condition at the growing season. Brunate was harvested a little bit earlier in 2007 than the other, as normally is it, because the hill of Brunate is in La Morra hill. La Morra always keep Barolo more feminine style, more elegant, and also the soil is a little bit more acid and more sandy. So the ripening season is a little bit few days in advance, normally compared to the other land.
This has a very soft floral, nice fruit aroma to it. Not extremely strong. It just seems to have a nice, kind of a nice beauty to it. Very sensual and sensitive. Oh, that's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Beautiful juicy fruit. There's muscle underneath of this wine. Beautiful tannins. There's some spice in here and some floral elements as well. This is just wonderful. This has a long history. You must be very proud of this wine.
See, I think it's one of 2007 Brunate is one of the best Brunate that I produced.
And I would imagine that this wine, for people who are lucky enough to purchase some today, this could go out 20, 30 years. This is a very long-lived wine potential.
But you have to think that customers they have to understand that Barolo, mainly Barolo from Grand Cru vineyards, are wines to store and to age. Like some of the top wine of the world, like the top Cru of Burgundy or the Chateau in Bordeaux or the great Cabernet from California. For sure they give pleasure immediately. They must give pleasure immediately. But are wine genetically born to age, and more you age, better there are. These are wine to buy and to give for heritage, to your son or to your nephew, or to enjoy later. For sure.
Well, okay, let's go now for the Lazzarito,
yes.
And this is another Premier Cru single vineyard. And how would you describe the difference, Luca, between the Lazzarito and the Brunate?
The hill, first of all, we talk about La Morra hills, where we have the Brunate, and now we talk about Lazzarito that is in Serra Lunga. So really the two opposite, not only in terms of position on the Barolo region, but opposite style. Brunate, always more elegant, more feminine Barolo. Lazzarito from Serra Lunga that traditionally makes Barolo more masculine, more powerful. And I like it very much because for me it's one of the more Côte d'Iron wines of Barolo. Famous for this, with its minerality, spiciness, and
structure as well.
Structure. Masculine side of Barolo.
Okay, the Lazzarito Single Vineyard 2007. Oh, this has lots of muscle, and you can smell very deep fruit coming out of here. Maybe a little bit of licorice, a little bit of tiny bit of oak maybe underneath. That has muscle. That has some power to it. Lots of big tannins, deep fruit. Just love it. It has a long finish on the lips. Beautiful tannins. This is just wonderful, but you can tell the difference between the Lazzarito and the Brunate with soft, rounded edges, which is beautiful. This has some power, some muscle underneath, and again, one of these wines that will age for a very long time. Beautiful. And the last one, the one we have here, is the Rocche.
Yes.
Okay, another single vineyard.
This is coming from the central hill of Castiglione Falletto, and for me Rocche is like I always compare it as a Swiss watch with 9 complications, with many complications. Yeah. But when all these things they get together, they make a incredible wine. It's really for me, one of the more classic Barolo.
So you have a wine with the Brunate from Lamore, and on one hill we have the Lazzarito that's sitting on the Serra Lunga side, and then you have another one right here in Castelnifeletto in this hill.
Central hill.
Okay, in this hill also. All right, here we go. Oh, wonderful. This has a different nose than the other two wines, for sure. Lots of spice, beautiful deep fruit, some muscle in there, maybe a little bit of licorice in there. Wow, it's just, I say wow, it's huge. It's just huge in the mouth.
Thank you.
And again, another one of these wines, just like the other two, that will age beautifully. It will be fun to watch 10 years from now to see how these evolve differently, because you have the Lamore Brunate that tends to be a little bit rounder, a little bit more feminine. You have the others that have a bit more power to them. It will be fun to see what they look like in 10 years and how all the elements sort of rebalance and resettle. Luca, thank you so much for the tasting today. Beautiful effort, wonderful wines. We know we pulled you away from the harvest. You're right in the middle of the harvest right now, and they're going through the whole process. We understand that, so thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you again.
Grazie.